I get it, we're all sick and tired of reboots. Why do we have to keep rehashing the same thing over and over? It's time to give us something original. But with that being said, I'm actually really excited to report that Wizards of Waverly Place is getting a sequel series. And I'll actually give this one a pass, because the cast and crew of the show have been itching to do something new with it for years. And it's one of the few sitcoms that kinda warrants a sequel. There's so much you can do with this world and the basic premise of a family of wizards, but ultimately, only one child can keep their powers. I mean, don't get me wrong, the wizard competition sucks, and it doesn't make any sense, but hopefully that'll actually be something they'll touch on in this series. I mean, it is by far the biggest critique of the show, and now that they're revisiting this world with hindsight, they can deconstruct this premise in a thoughtful way. But what is this sequel series even about? Disney just announced it by posting a script that says pilot, but luckily we have some more information beyond that. Straight from Deadline, Selena Gomez and David Henry reunite for a Wizards of Waverly Place sequel pilot for Disney Channel. One of Disney's signature comedies, Wizards of Waverly Place, is getting a sequel. Disney branded television has ordered a pilot for the follow-up, which is executive produced by original star Selena Gomez and her small screen sibling David Henry. Gomez will guest star in the pilot for Disney Channel as the character that helped launch her career, Alex Russo, with David Henry reprising the role of Justin Russo as a series regular. He is joined by new cast members Janice Leanne Brown from Disney's Just Roll With It, Alkyle Thiel from Call Me Kat, and Mimi Giannopoulos from American Princess. The revival pilot comes from writers and executive producers Jed Alinoff and Scott Thomas, who are behind another Disney Channel comedy spin-off, Raven's Home. It picks up after a mysterious incident at WizTech, where an adult Justin Russo has left his wizard powers behind, opting for a normal human life with his wife and 2 sons. But he gets a surprise when a powerful young wizard in need of training shows up at his door, and Justin must embrace his past to ensure the future of the wizard world. The powerful young wizard Billy, whom Justin takes under his wing, will be portrayed by series lead Brown. Thiel will play Roman Russo, Justin's oldest son. Giannopoulos will play Justin's wife, Jada. So Justin has 2 sons, and a girl wizard showing up at his doorstep.
Wait a minute!
I see what's going on here. So already I have a few thoughts on this. It seems as if Alex will not be a main character, and honestly, I'm fine with this. She does fit much better in the role of a cool aunt who pops up every now and then, just like their uncle in the original series. Not to mention, we got 4 seasons of her being the main character. Like, yeah, Justin and Max were also the main characters, but we all know that was Alex's story above anyone else's. I just hope they don't let her fall to the wayside and only appear like once or twice a season, especially if Gomez is executive producing. She doesn't have to appear every episode, but as the family wizard, and one of the few reasons you're gonna have adults tuning into this, watching with their kids, just throw us a bone and have her appear every few episodes. It's also clear that this mysterious WizTech incident will become a big ongoing plot thread for the first season. And I already would not be surprised if whatever happened turned out to be something that wasn't actually Justin's fault, he just took the fall for it. But then that begs the question, when we inevitably hit that WizTech arc and his name is cleared up, will he get his powers back? Because obviously in the original series, Jerry made a conscious effort to sacrifice his powers so that he could be with his family. Now Justin is in those same shoes, and it'd be meaningful if he ultimately declined returning to WizTech, declined getting his powers back, in order to protect his family. But on the other hand, as a viewer of the OG series, I would personally feel robbed if we never got to see Professor Justin in action. Also, where's Max? He's not mentioned at all. He already got the short end of the stick in the form of the sub shop, but don't tell me you're gonna exclude him from the sequel altogether. A passive mention here and there isn't gonna cut it. Give me Jake T. Austin. My only real concern for the series right now is that it's being made for Disney Channel and not Disney Plus. I haven't been tapped into Disney Channel sitcoms in like, oh god, 12, 13 years? So I don't want to speak on something I haven't seen, but as someone who's watched a fair amount of Disney Plus shows, it does seem like the made-for-streaming content gets to be a little bit more mature and explores some deeper themes as a result. Something that I think would feel natural for Wizards of Waverly Place, given that this isn't just starting from scratch, but continuing the story and continuing the journeys of the characters that we grew up with. Sure, there are characters for a new generation. I respect that. I get that it's gonna be their show more than Justin or Alex's. But even still, I don't think the OG viewers should be stuck with nothing, especially when they were the ones clamoring for a continuation for all of these years. Now, from what I've seen of Raven's home, they do seem to give Raven a lot to do. Makes sense, the show is named after her. So hopefully they can find that same balance with Justin, and hopefully they're able to dig into some heavier themes, in spite of it being on Disney Channel and not Disney Plus. And I mean, it's possible. I remember watching Hannah Montana Forever all the way through for the first time during quarantine 4 years ago. Yeah, things got pretty dark. And I was surprised that final season was actually kind of heavy compared to the other ones. There was an episode where she felt like Jesse was blowing her off and she let him have it. And then he was like, dude, my dad's stationed in Afghanistan. He was in town. I barely got to see him. That's what's been going on. And I was just sitting there like, god damn. They had to hit close to home for some kids at the time. Come on, Disney, don't pull punches. Give the new generation the Wizards experience they deserve. And we better get a bajillion story arcs. You gotta bring back the Versus specials. Wizards versus ogres, Wizards versus, I don't know, memes, Wizards versus taxes. The sky is the limit. But as always, these are just my thoughts, and I would love to hear yours. What do you think of the Wizards of Waverly Place revival? Let us know in the comments down below. And keep the conversation going over on Twitter and Instagram at AwestruckVox. If you enjoyed this video, please sure to like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. See ya!